So really intriguing stuff is happening in the super bantamweight division. You know, the IBF just recently ordered an interim title fight to take place between two of the top contenders in the division and two of the most, I would say, crafty fighters in the division, two of the more skillful fighters in the division. And those two fighters are Sam Goodman and Ryosuke Nishida. Now, let's talk about that because I think that the fight itself is an interesting fight stylistically. But I also think the things around the fight, you know, potential opponents that could follow after that fight are just equally as interesting. So I'm going to talk about that right here. So as of June 15th, Sam Goodman and Nishida were ordered to fight. They had 30 days to negotiate, so it's already been like, what, 8 days since this news was reported, 7, 8 days since the news was reported. Goodman, coincidentally enough, he was actually scheduled to fight Ramon Cardenas on August 29th on a Pro Box show, which I also think would be a great fight because Ramon Cardenas obviously has proven himself as one of the top contenders of the division. He's dropped Naoya Inoue. He just had a big knockout his last fight, probably one of the most devastating knockouts of 2025 in his last fight. And that would have been a real good test for Sam Goodman, you know. But that's not happening now because they ordered this fight. And that fight's been moved off the show. So let's talk about it because, you know, now the Monster Inoue is the undisputed champion of the division. It's fully anticipated that he's going to fight Bam Rodriguez, right? Now, I personally believe that the winner of this fight is going to be in play for either Bam or Inoue, right? Because Bam might eventually just move to 122 and take a fight, right, to get used to the weight class, right? Because Robert wants to take his time. I think Robert Garcia's going to want to take his time if they're going to do the Inoue fight. I don't think Bam is going to take just one fight and then go to Inoue. I think Bam will take 2 fights and go to Inoue, right? So if Sam Goodman beats Nishida, right, then I think it's actually more likely that Jese Bam Rodriguez fights Sam Goodman because Goodman is a guy with good movement, high-level fighter, you know, top contender, a guy that, you know, I think would show, obviously he's not Inoue, but the quickness and the sharpness that he punches with, it'll be a good introductory fight to 122 pounds for Bam Rodriguez, right? I don't see Inoue and Hideki Ohashi and Mr. Honda wanting to go do the Sam Goodman fight again because they already had it signed. They had that fight signed twice. And I remember very clearly because I was in Japan. I literally had stayed in Japan till Christmas to go watch that fight. He pulled out the fight. He ruined a lot of people in Japan's Christmas that had plans to go watch that fight. I had to actually extend my stay in Japan, which I'm not mad about because I love Japan. But I had to extend it very, you know, I'm not rich, but I had to find a way to extend it and pull out of strings to stay in Japan to watch Inoue fight Yi Jun Kim, right? That's the truth of it. So I just don't see them wanting to do. I don't see the Inoue team wanting to go through the Sam Goodman situation again. They already did it 2 times. He lucked out. He missed out. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. So I feel like that's a more likely fight for Bam if Goodman wins, right? And I think it'd be a good introductory fight to 122 for Bam. Bam could fight Christian Medina, right? Unify at 118, go to 122, fight Sam Goodman if he wins, then go into an Inoue fight, and that will also allow Bam to mature physically more, and then Inoue will age more, right? And I've always said it about Bam, and people hate when I say it, but it's holding true to form. Bam don't think about fighting you unless you're about 34 years old, and Inoue will be 34 on April 10th of next year. So, I mean, do with that as you must. But if Nishida wins, if Ryosuke Nishida beats Sam Goodman, then I think Inoue will actually fight Ryosuke Nishida because Nishida is very popular in Japan. He's a good fighter too, but he's popular in Japan. Former world champion. This is a guy that Inoue has mentioned fighting before. He's mentioned fighting Nishida, and I think the fight would do very good business in Japan, right? So I can see that happening as well. So that's kind of how I see this. That's how I see this fight playing out as far as who the winner could fight. If depending on who wins, that's who will fight Bam or Inoue potentially, right? Now, breaking down the fight itself, no Inoue or Bam talk. I think it's 2 of the more crafty fighters in the sport because, you know, neither one of these guys I would say is a big puncher, but both these guys do a lot of things really well outside of the punching power department. You know, Sam Goodman places his shots very well to the body. Sam Goodman is such a skillful fighter that he went up to featherweight and he fought Nick Ball, who, you know, isn't a big guy himself, but he had a lot of success against Nick Ball. I thought he actually beat Nick Ball and was landing the left hook a lot to the body. He moves very well. Sam Goodman doesn't really have a ton of head movement, but he's got good feints. He's got good feints. He gets in and out of range real well, and that's what makes him so hard to deal with when you fight him. That's why he was able to beat Ryosuke, because it was the in and out movement, it was the footwork, it was the feints, it was those things, right? That troubled Aleem, and that's troubled a lot of guys that have fought Sam Goodman, right? Along with his ability to place his shots to the body and things like that. With Nishida, with Ryosuke Nishida, he's a guy that a lot of his crafty skills come from in the pocket. He's very good. I would say he's actually probably one of the better fighters in the whole sport of boxing at placing shots to the body. And you know, he doesn't got a big knockout ratio. When you look at Nishida's knockout ratio, it's not very high, but it's very deceiving because when you watch him, he doesn't look like a guy that can't punch, you know. And mind you, he's not draining himself to go to 118 pounds anymore. This is a guy now that at 122 pounds, he's going to be retaining more energy and more strength. And so because of that, I feel like it makes him a bigger puncher at 122 pounds. So what this fight really comes down to, more than anything, is going to be about distance control. You know, can Sam Goodman, who traditionally, when you watch Sam Goodman's fights, he's always bouncing on his toes. He's in and out, like all the time. He's in and out, and he's controlling that range, and he's controlling that space. Is Sam Goodman going to be able to do that and then walk Nishida into counters, or is Nishida going to be that crafty fighter who gets in the pocket, places those shots to the body, angles out on you, and really just has his way? You know, it really depends on that. Gun on my head, I probably lean towards Sam Goodman on points. I think Sam Goodman, his footwork is better. I think Sam Goodman also, just the things he's able to do with that lead hand, I think will offset some of the things that Nishida likes to do. So it's going to be upon Nishida to get his head out the line, get on the inside, and place to the body, and really slow down the legs of Sam Goodman, because if he doesn't do that, it's going to be a very long night for him. So I'll go Goodman on points, but good fight, really good fight. Two fighters that I like watching Nishida and Sam Goodman fight. You know, I've enjoyed their fights over the years, and yeah, the winner of this fight, I think, positions themselves for massive fights in the division. And look, if the winner of this fight can't get Inoue or Bam, I think the winner fights Ramon Cardenas, because they were lining up Goodman for Cardenas anyway, right? So Nishida wins. I could also see Nishida against Cardenas, but we'll see how it goes. Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.